Good morning, YouTube. Just a short video for Rob Pearson. He wanted to see how I modified my setup. I got a plate chiller that I added to the mashing bowl. 24 volt pump from Brow Supply. Fairly reasonable and a really good pump, actually. I've got quite a few brews out of it so far with no troubles and no complaints. It's all I need to recirculate and push it through my plate chiller. The mashing bowl, as you can see, I put a ball valve, and the only thing I really changed about the mashing bowl is that I put an extra hole in the lid so I could put a ball valve up there. There's the thermometer for the thermometer hole, right? What you see underneath, ball valve for my recirculation, and you know, like I said, I only put one hole in it. And I'm set up for doing brew in a bag. Comes with the malt pipe, as you see right there. I rarely use it. I used to use it, but I find I get better circulation with the brew bag. I wrapped it with insulating bubble wrap, the foil side facing in, all the way around it for, you know, to retain more heat if I need to. This is just going to be a short video. He wanted to see how I modified my setup, and I really didn't modify anything except put an extra hole in the lid for the ball valve. Now I suggest that you do as the directions say and use I have a 12-inch thermostat to check the internal temperature of my mash, because the temperature setting on the mashing bowl down here, it drops down 6 degrees before the element kicks back on, and that doesn't necessarily tell you what the internal mash temperature is. This does. And when I set it to 150, my internal, when I'm mashing, I set it to 150, my internal mash is at 149 to 150. It never fluctuates past there. But don't let the controller bother you. I mean, set it where you need to set it. You stir your mash and all that. I usually stir mine about once every 20 minutes or so, depending. Yeah, keep your heating element on low while you're mashing. That way you won't overshoot your temperatures. And make sure you always set, when you're boiling, set your temperature to 218, not under, not over. Because Rob Corbett, Big Rob up in Canada, I don't know. He has a whole listing from Williams what could go wrong with your mashing bowl, and his one of his elements or something just took a dump on him, and Williams has to mail him another one to fix it. But I have had no complaints since I've had mine. I absolutely love it, and I basically use it for an all-in-one brew in the bag system. Sooner or later I'm going to get a basket for it. But there you go, Mr. Pearson. This is my setup. Like I said, the only thing I modified about the mashing bowl essentially is put an extra hole in the lid for a ball valve so I can recirculate. I added a pump, I added a plate chiller, okay, and I use the brew bag. But it's absolutely fine to use the malt pipe. You can't mill as fine as I do. You have to go with like a 039 or something like that, close to it, because the holes are essentially that big in the bottom of the malt pipe. Let me show you. Malt pipe. Well, the holes are a bit smaller. I'm sorry. That's your malt pipe. I suggest that when you get it, you follow the directions on how to mash and how much water to use. Me, I do things a whole lot different. I probably do things that don't need to be done, but I'm kind of freaky like that, so I do a lot of weird shit. But I come out with good beer. So there you go. There's your video on what I did for the mashing bowl, and it seems to work for me. I'm loving it. I'm getting great efficiencies. I average anywhere between 75, and the best I've had so far was 83.7 something. So I'm getting really good efficiencies. I don't think I've ever gotten under 70, even when I use the malt pipe. So, but now that I'm doing it the way I want to do it and the way I got it set up, I am averaging between 75 to 83. Okay, never under 75% efficiency. So, if that matters. I mean, efficiency shouldn't matter. Just add another pound of grain to your grain bill, and you'll get what you want. So people worry too much about efficiencies. So there's my setup. Pretty simple. I mean, whatever works for you, So there you go. Straight from Newburger's, his hillbilly setup. It's essentially a grain father with all the parts on the outside. I guess, I don't know. But yeah, it works for me, and I hope it works for you too. Good luck with your mashing bowl. I got all my shiny covered up. One day I'll take it off and it'll still be shiny. So, all right, there you go. On with my brew day today. All right.